Hello everybody, today I'm going to show you how to make this very cute little dinosaur puppet. We're going to use the template and print it directly onto inkjet thin card. So you'll need the template printed out, a piece of paper to make the stick, some Pritt stick glue and a pair of scissors, a selection of pens. I've used green, yellow, grey and red, and I've used these marker pens. So let's start colouring in. I'm going to start with yellow to colour in his spines. Now carefully draw along the guideline from his body, but when you do the outer edges, overlap that outer guideline onto the paper which will be cut out, and I will show you the reason for this later on when we're cutting out. But again, colour in carefully to the guideline of his back, but fill in with the thick end of your marker if that's what you're using to fill nice quickly. Now we're going to take the green and start colouring in his body, again carefully along his back where he joins his spine, but along those bottom edges overlap the guidelines. Carefully draw around his toes with green, and then fill in the rest of the legs with the green colour like this. Fill in his toes with yellow, same for the front legs. We're going to put yellow around his eyes and then red inside, and then we're going to use black to do the pupils of his eyes, leaving the little white dot for light reflection. Carefully draw around his eyes with the green and then fill in the rest of his face with the green, carefully around the mouth, overlapping those outside edges. And then I've taken a grey to fill in between his teeth, and do this very carefully because they're very sharp teeth. There we have a lovely smiling sharp toothed dinosaur. So here I've finished. I've coloured in all the legs, the back and his face. Don't worry about this little shape. That's just for a guide if you're using the toilet roll method. So now it's time to start cutting out. I'm going to start on his body. So we're just going to very carefully cut along the top of his spines, and then we're going to cut like this, carefully cutting downwards, and then just cut these little V shapes into the spines. And then when you finish cutting out, don't forget to cut these little lines here in his body. So it's now time to start making the dinosaur. So we've turned him over, put a little bit of glue on that top spine, a little bit of glue on this end of his body, glue along his tail and all these spines here, and then carefully fold and make his tail and spines join together, and then just carefully bend those tabs around and press and hold for the glue to dry. Now those two top spines you've just seen, you can leave them open, but you just need to make sure that there's enough room for the control stick to get through in his body, like this. And then when you're happy with the shape, you can bend and reshape a little bit, and then leave the body to dry. Let's take his feet, curl the toe end around a pen or a pencil, just like this. And then we're going to stick them to the body. So don't glue the toes, hold the toe end, put some glue on and press down. Again, just put glue to the leg part, not to the toe part. Hold onto his body and press. Let's do his back legs. Now just check you've got the back legs the right way. And again, lots of glue. Hold and press. And then we have his legs on. Now it's time to just work out what position you want his head to be. Fold the neck down and then carefully fold up. Just wiggle this part and just make sure it's flexible. You can put another bend in if you want to. This just makes his head wobble and move around. And then let's roll and shape his head over a pen or a pencil. Turn his head over, put a little bit of glue or a lot of glue on this point and press down onto his head. If you're not happy, reposition until you like where his head is, and then just check that he moves nicely. Now it's time to make the control stick. So let's start rolling a piece of paper. You need to roll at this angle, nice and evenly and firmly. When you get to the end, put some glue on, carry on rolling. We need to take out the inner stick that I've used, and then bend the end like this, hold it up to your puppet. Work out where you want your other flexible joint to be. Put some glue onto the end of the stick, lots of glue. Push up through the puppet's body and then press the glued end on the inside of his body like this. I've then just used a little bit of tape and pushed it over the top just to reinforce it. And then check that it all works how you want it to. And there we are. Look, he's lovely and wobbly. And that is how easy it is to create a dinosaur puppet. These two dinosaurs have been made. This one's been made with the inkjet printer paper, and this one has been made using a toilet roll inner and a piece of paper coloured in and glued. And now it's time to have lots of fun. Hope you've enjoyed watching this tutorial. If you have, please subscribe and share with your friends.